Hey everybody, so in today's vlog, part two of being a successful musician, I'm going to talk about merchandise, or merch as it's usually known, how it affects being a working musician, and what I do with it, and things like that. Obviously, being a working musician, I understand the need for merchandise, and good merchandise, and lots of it, not just a CD. You can't just sell a CD anymore. There's a big trend happening with bands like Radiohead and Nine Inch Nails selling special edition packages of their new records that include a vinyl of the new album, a CD, a DVD, and G-Play prints, and all kinds of crazy things. And obviously, it's working pretty well. Trent Reznor just sold some ungodly amount of these special packs at $300 a pop. And you figure if you sell even 1,000 of those, you did really, really well on your investment, I guess, in your merch. So, anyway, smaller bands can't really do things like that as easily, but there are a lot of options that you have for being able to sell merchandise of your music and hopefully get people to take an interest and support you like that. In my case, I haven't yet released a real CD, silverback CD that's printed from a glass master and all that stuff. I just haven't done it yet. I'm going to soon. I've always sold CDRs of my stuff. I like to do different packaging. Right now, I'm doing this one, which is in a old school 5 1/4 floppy disk. This isn't an original idea. Someone else did this. I don't actually remember who. Whoever it is, thanks for the cool idea. Um, anyway, I saw it. I liked it. I wanted to do it. What I did is I found these floppy disks at a thrift store, bought them for a few bucks, took them home, cut it open, took all the innards out, then I put my CD inside of that, put my stickers on the face, hand write the track listing right there, and you get one of my stickers in the package, of course, as well, and that's the whole thing. Sell that for $5. It is a CDR, but it's 10 tracks of my stuff, and $5 I think is a pretty good price for that. Um, and I like that because you don't see packaging like that a lot. When I did those, a lot of people freaked out about it. So again, whoever came up with it originally, cool idea, and thank you. Like I said, I have stickers. Stickers are quite the important marketing tool. I don't make those myself. I can't. I don't have the means to do it. I use a company called 123stickers.com. They are an awesome company. They have a great turnaround time, really good rates, and I prefer them myself over stickerguy.com simply because of their turnaround rates, and they really like to work with independent musicians and things like that. Sticker Guy does too. They're great, but I really like 123 Stickers. I urge you to check them out if you need stickers. I also have buttons. Buttons are always a cool thing to have. Buttons sort of come from my punk rock days. If you were in a punk rock band, you usually had buttons. And those are pretty easy to make. You need a button machine to do it. I don't have that anymore, and I'm not really going to buy one right now because they're kind of expensive. But they're pretty easy to make. Once you get that, you spend a little money on the machine, and everything else is pretty cheap for the kits that you need. Sell those a couple for a buck. I sell stickers a couple for a buck if I can, and things like that. And patches, I also used to like to do a lot because of, again, coming from a punk rock background. I haven't done any patches in a while, and I don't have any right now. But patches, I think, are really cool. Final thing, of course, is t-shirts. T-shirts are always a big one, which I definitely do make. You see it right there. And I've also got my logo on the back side right there. So I make these myself. I silk screen them myself. I have a screen. I have all the necessary implements for screening. I buy the shirts at Hobby Lobby or somewhere else, just some nice cotton shirts. And I screen them myself. I learned how to do that from a good friend of mine. It's a really cool thing to learn how to do. If you have a chance, I would suggest checking it out. It's good for any band to know how to silk screen stuff themselves. And it works out, doing it myself keeps it a little bit cheaper, which is nice. I sell the shirts for about 10 bucks a piece, and I do them in different colors and things like that. I do custom orders for people, and again, they're made by me. They're actually handmade, so there are little nuances of things that could be kind of funny about them or whatever else, but I think that's really cool. The downside, of course, is that I have to make them all myself, and it takes more time, but I really like the handmade aspect to it. And then, of course, the final thing is, how do I sell all this stuff? When I go into a bar very often, the merch table's in the back corner. It's dark. You can't really see it. I don't really like that. I'm trying to get away from that. So what I did is I made a board that I carry around to all my shows. It's kind of heavy. See it right there. I've got the nifty blue light at the top. Um, all my the price of everything and the shirt mounted and all the CDs and various other things. And a lot of people will be asking about those lights. I used to work for a company that had them sent to them as demos from lighting companies. They're flexible, they're kind of neon, they're low heat. They don't really put out any heat, so I can grab it like this after it's been on for a while. I have a bunch of these, and I kind of, throw them all about the merch table if I can to bring attention to it. So anyway, I like them. I can't tell you really where to get them because I just have them. They were being thrown away by an old company that I worked for, and I took them and used them. Anyway, that brings a lot of attention to the whole thing, and hopefully it sells some merch. Obviously, you end up giving a lot away. You give away so much of this stuff, it's kind of silly, and it's kind of sad sometimes, but it gets your name out there and whatever else. I think the big thing, for anybody, whether you're a band or you're just a person who loves music, is to remember that, um, we live in the age of music being distributed really freely, and people expect everything for free and things like that. And that kind of works in various ways. But if you like the music that somebody makes, you really should consider, you know, buying something from them. If you get a copy of a CD or whatever from a friend of yours of a band that you like, and you don't buy that CD, at least go to that band's website and buy one of their shirts, or buy some of their stickers, whatever, because that money is what actually helps the band, and it helps them to keep going on. You can't just get stuff for free all the time, and I think it's really cool to support bands, and especially, bands that make everything themselves and are doing it themselves, and even not, but it's really cool to know that the money that you spend goes to somebody and you get to see its return because that band gets to keep making music, and that's what you really want. So that's about it. I thought I'd just talk about a little bit of merch, and me and all the bands that I'm part of, we work our butts off with this stuff. We're always trying to get, bulletins out there about it on MySpace and whatever, and in our email lists, and asking people to buy our merchandise. And the big thing also, the sort of rule to go by is if there's a touring band and you like them, buy some of their merchandise because they need that money to keep going on the road. That's a simple, simple fact. So what it comes down to is just support the bands that you like and buy their stuff, and we're all working on this all the time. We're always doing whatever we can. We run record labels and anything else, and we just hope that people like what they hear and that they support and buy it and whatever else. So that's about it. On the continuing part of being a musician, played a couple shows this past weekend that both went pretty well. I played 3 times in one night at a place on Friday night called The Stove here in Albuquerque. It's a really cool arts venue. So I played 3 times. I played one of my own sets, and I played with my bands Diverge and Vertigo Venus. And then I played the next night, Saturday night, at Misty's Hideaway, which is one of the only, I think, still kind of, actually really cool bars here in town because they treat bands really well. And I played there with Vertigo Venus and Diverge. So did a lot of work and did pretty well, met a few new people, and just keeping busy. So you'll be seeing another one of these from me pretty soon. And again, if you have any questions, email me, brianbotkiller.com, botkiller@foink.net, and get me on MySpace, whatever else. And if you like any of this merch, please email me, and I'd be more than willing to make you a good deal on it. So thanks. Until next time. See, I've got these things